Hey everyone, welcome back to Code of the Row. In this video, I'm going to be going over the new Metahumans character creator in Unreal Engine, and let's go ahead and actually just check it out. So in order to install it in Unreal Engine 5.6, I'm going to go over on this drop-down arrow and click Options, and you need to enable the Metahuman Creator Core data. It's 5.5 gigs, so go ahead and download that, and let's continue. So I'm just going to head over to Games, Third Person. I'll be going over all the templates shortly. I'll go ahead and click platforming, and then I'll just type in MetaHuman for the project name and click create. All right, now with my project open, I went ahead to the platforming level. I actually need to go to plugins, and then I'm going to go to MetaHuman, and I'm just going to enable animator, character, collaboration stuff, live link, core tech. I'm just going to enable all of it. I'm not sure. I don't think I need all of it, but let's just enable this restart and I'll see you back here in a second. Okay, and now with all of those enabled, when I right click, there's this new tab that says MetaHuman, and I can go ahead and create this MetaHuman character. So I'll just call this meta test, and I'll double click to open this up. So I got this missing project settings error. I'm just going to go ahead and click enable missing. And now it shows us this blank canvas, and we're going to see the head of this at the very beginning. It's actually telling me to restart. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And now after I restarted my project for meta test, I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to actually check out the presets. So for example, when I click this Ada character, it's going to initialize from the preset, and holy crap. You can see it has 1K on the face, 2K body for the texture sources. It says unrigged up here, so it gives me a nice status, but the character itself looks really realistic. The controls are a little weird to me, so I can pan with my middle mouse button, left click rotates, right click zooms in and out, but I can even see the pores on this character. Holy crap. I can see the little fuzz. Nice. Holy. Okay, so I can zoom in quite a lot. I can even see the hair follicles. And this texture just says 1K, so I imagine it could be a lot. Oh, okay, so there's a studio button up here, and I can change the background to see different lighting. That's actually pretty sick. I like how this looks. Holy crap. Okay, light rotation and background color. Okay, nice. This is pretty cool. Yeah, this is really cool. This is kind of insane. Let's go ahead and check out some of the other presets. My UI went away for a second. So let's click on this guy. His name is Ow. AOE. I'm not sure. All right, so it loads them in, and then it starts compiling shaders and the groom stuff. The hair loaded in. Nice. Where did it just go? Oh, okay, okay. And holy crap. Yeah, this looks really realistic. You can make a really, if you combine this with Quixel assets, you can make some really hyper realistic type games, I guess, pretty quickly, because this is absurd. This looks really, really crazy. Has little vein texturing. Nice. Yeah, it actually just looks like, all right, a little too close, buddy. Relax. Yeah, this is actually insane at how realistic these look. Yeah, so this guy Bruce has a bit of a Wolverine look. It just looks like I'm looking at a live 3D like AR photo of someone, honestly. Like this is actually insane to me. And there's a ton of presets, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like, I'm sure there's already a lot on the marketplace where you can just drag and drop different types of characters. I'm sure there's going to be some stylized one. I know you can make stylized characters using the metahumans pretty easily from what they said. And let's go ahead and check out the next thing. So after preset, there's this body tab. So you can combine different types of bodies. And then, okay, I see. And now these dots showed up on the character. And that took a second to load. And okay, so I can move the dot in accordance to whichever one I selected. So if I go bottom left, for example, it'll pick era if it lets me. Okay, like that. If I go up, it'll pick Ada's settings. And then bottom right is that AOA's guy's setting. And okay, so it does look awkward, but I see it. I see the vision. And now I'll go over to the head tab. Oh, I actually missed. So on the body, there's also this conform and model tab. So I can model the proportions like so. Okay, this looks a little awkward. Nice. Can shrink or expand the waist like crazy. Yeah, so you can make some like really funny Reign of Kings or Arc looking characters in this. So give me a second. I'll create a beautiful creation and come back. All right, so pretty good looking. This is probably the peak alpha male that you can probably ever imagine. Really nice calves, broad shoulders, really tall from the long legs perspective, huge biceps, and a really chiseled face that you can partially see. Overall, really good looking dude. Really like the metahuman stuff. Let's go ahead and check out the next stuff. So I actually haven't edited the head yet, so I can go ahead and combine a few of these, and then pretty much the same thing where I can determine what setting I pick out of the three characters I selected down here. I can go ahead and see the material, select different facial stuff, I guess like freckles and stuff. So there's skin, makeup, teeth, and eyelashes. Let's make his, oh, I can't even see his teeth. You know what? I think I'm gonna skip that one. Let's add some makeup. All right, so a little bit of eyeliner, a lot of roughness because he's had a pretty tough time. Opacity set to 1. Let's give it some shine by adding metalness. Secondary color. Let's do a little bit of blue. You know what? Maybe a little bit of teal for old school Lady Gaga. And then the outside can be some contrast. So orange. I think orange is really good. Give a little bit of lipstick. Oh, it can't even see that. All right. Some cheek blush. Really intense cheek blush. Huge intensity. The red just looks a little unhealthy. So I'm going to change that to something that says, my name's Bruce. So yeah, this looks pretty good to me. Peak alpha. So you can see his neck is kind of bulging out of his shirt. That's totally fine. Normal. Happens to me too. I get it. And now let's change the hair. So we can actually give him a bit of a fro. So this is a long fro. Let's see what he looks like. Okay, nice. So we got him this really cool cut. Man, the hair is just crazy. I can't get over how realistic this looks. This is actually insane. Let me try what long and straight, or let me see what the long straight bangs looks like. This does take a little bit. It's actually not as fast. I keep pausing it to just kind of forward it. So you'll see here, it says preparing groom bindings. So I'll give it a second. Okay, yeah. So overall, really, really good looking. This is pretty much like this is actually the definition of perfection. Yeah, this is the model that I'd like to use for the rest of my games from now on. I should probably sell this on the marketplace. Clothing outfits. This is kind of what I'm interested in. I want to see more armor stuff, or I guess more realistic medieval. I would love to make a little sample of this combined with some Quixel Bridge stuff. And then you can go ahead and actually assemble creation of runtime ready assets. So what I need to do in order to assemble, it says characters not rigged. So I'd go up here, click create full rig, and then you can select optimize, UEFN export, DCC, and Cine. So I guess for making videos. So I'll go ahead and click UE optimize quality. I'll do high, and it's just going to take its time rigging. So I'll get back to you when that's done. And now it says character is missing textures. So I'm going to go ahead and download the textures. I can just, where did my bangs? Okay, there we go. Thought I was, my bangs started missing for a second. I'm just going to download 2K resolution. I think that should be fine for in-game optimized character. 2K might be a lot, but let's check it out. So it's going to apply the source texture. And now that this is all done, I'm just going to go back to my level. And let's see, I can see the meta test here, but I need to actually see the character blueprint. So I'm going to go down to characters. Oh, okay. And now with all that done, I can go ahead and click assemble. And it's going to assemble my character. If this assemble button goes away after downloading textures, just click on one of these on the left and then come back to it. My assemble button was gone for a second there. All right, so now that I've finished assembling it, I just went back to my third person map. And over here, you'll see this Metahumans folder. And I'll go ahead and click meta test because that's what I named my character. And now I can see this BP. Why is my hair over there? Okay. I can see this BP meta test character. Look how flawless this looks in game. This is actually insane to me. Holy crap. This guy is looking like a beast. This is a multi-million dollar model that should be used for every game by every company from now on. I didn't edit the feet. Don't look at that. But everything else, complete perfection. And yeah, that's a pretty quick tutorial going over Metahumans. Thanks for watching Code Row. Like, subscribe, comment below what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.